Oh yes, got a new video for you. This one's a little different. This is every team's breakout player this past season. So yeah, let's get it started. This will be teams in alphabetical order. So first is the Cardinals. Last one, it is the Commanders. So yeah, 1 through 32. But yeah, let's get it started. Breakout player for the Arizona Cardinals is Trey McBride. He had a great year. Didn't have any touchdowns. He only had 2 receiving touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. It's only three, but he had over 1,100 yards. He had more yards this season than his first 2 seasons combined. He had 111 catches. He had more catches this year than he had the previous seasons combined. He had a great year, and so yeah, great on him. Like if he was able to catch touchdowns, he was already near top of the league. He was one of the top tight ends this year. Like if he got touchdowns, he would have been the tight end. Just the thing is, he had like no touchdowns. Yeah, congrats to him. He's having a great year and breaking out. Now, if Marvin Harrison Jr. can break out next year and have a deal even better. Like, Cardinals have some good some weapons for the future in offense. So, see how much longer Connor stays good. But yeah, let's congrats to McBride there. So, that's the Cardinals breakout player. Next one is the Falcons. For Falcons breakout player, I have Drake London, wide receiver. He had a good year. It's really kind of pretty much between him and Darnell Mooney, their first year receiver. It's just it had been a few years since Mooney had it, but he had a previous 1,000 yard season, and so yeah, and also London had a great year, and he didn't have the greatest quarterback play. Kirk Cousins had a few good games, but he was very consistent, and he only had Penix for the last couple. Yeah, Penix, he had almost 1,300 yards. He had 100 catches, like just right 100 catches. He had nine total touchdowns. So yeah, he had a great year. He was top five in receiving yards. I don't think anybody had him doing that. He was top 10 receptions. So yeah, he had a great year. Just like what we said last year, coming into it with Kirk, like with Kirk being his quarterback, just like he could break out because he should have more consistent quarterback play. Turned out he didn't get it, but he still had a great year, so good on him. So yeah, the next team I have the Baltimore Ravens. Another wide receiver here. I have Zay Flowers, a receiver for Baltimore. So yeah, he had a good year. He had 74 catches. He had his first 1,000 yard season, and he had 4 touchdowns. Yeah, he had a great year. Yeah, he had 200 more total yards. He had 200 more yards in with 3 less catches. But yeah, he got a few more targets. He got his first Pro Bowl. So yeah, he had a good year. Wasn't like a ton better year, but like just becoming a guy that can become Lamar Jackson's number one wide receiver. Especially with Andrews having some struggles this year was big. Another guy that kind of broke out a little bit was Rashad Bateman. Seems like he's always been injured over his career, but he had way more yards than he has over in past. He had way more touchdowns than in past, but just I feel like Flowers is more of a breakout, some of Flowers instead. But Bateman had a good year too. They've stepped up, and Bateman was finally healthy for once. We'll see if Bateman can step up even more. What sounds like Zay Flowers is missed their game Saturday against the Steelers. So we'll see what happens there. So that's it. Now, for another offensive guy, a running back this time. Man, we get the Buffalo Bills. I have James Cook, running back out of Georgia. So yeah, he had his yeah. He had one less. He had one less touchdown. He had one less 100 plus less yards last year. He had 30 less carries in less game. But yeah, didn't do. He didn't. He did worse in yards. Yes, but he had 14 more touchdowns than he did last year. And even if you include his first year, he still had 12 more touchdowns than before he had entering the season. So he had a good year. They finally started using him a little more in the red zone. It seemed like they didn't trust him a ton in the red zone last year, but now they did. So yeah, he had 18 total touchdowns. If you include receiving yards, he also had 258 receiving yards. So yeah, like if you just look at yardage wise, you wouldn't think he broke out, but like I just factored in a little bit touchdowns as well. So like if you factor that in, he had a way better year than he did last year, and if he did have last yards, and it was in one less game. So if he played there last week, it would have been tough. But he might have gotten over. He might have gotten a lot. He probably would have gotten closer to his final yard total from last year. I don't know if he broken it, because the Bills, even if he did play, they might not be a ton if they got out of hand because they were playing a bad Patriots team. But yeah, good Cook streak breaking out a little bit, in my opinion. Now another running back I got for the Carolina Panthers here, Chuba Hubbard. So yeah, there wasn't a ton of. Let's be honest, there wasn't a ton of options for the Panthers. Like, not a lot of the players had that good of years, or if they did, it seemed they kind of already were good in the past. So it's not like it was really breakout. Like, so yeah, I considered Bryce Young. It's like, yeah, he did better than last year, but that's partially just because last year he was so bad, he couldn't do much worse. So like I considered partially just because of how bad he started off the season, but decided not to do that. I decided to go with Hubbard here. So yeah, let's go to this yard. Let's go to the stats. So yeah, he missed the final 2 games this season. So yeah, he had in 2 less games than last year. He had over 200 more. He had almost 300 more yards rushing wise, not trying to receiving yet. He had 10. He had twice doubled the touchdowns. So he had 5 last year. He had 10 this year rushing wise. So yeah, he had a great year. He was a big part of Bryce Young's turnaround and helping that out. He got a well-earned extension, so now he's staying there for the foreseeable future. Receiving wise, he had 43 catches, 171 yards, and another touchdown there. So he had 11 total touchdowns, all over 1,300 total yards. So yeah, he had a good year. He had less receiving yards and rushing yards. He had more receiving yards last year than this year, but for running back, that's not huge. Like, honestly, it's nice to have a good receiving back, but that's not the hugest thing. So again, Hubbard having a good year, especially with how bad that offense was most of this year. Just like it's that off, like even like it's not like Young. That like their offense was good all year, and their defense was so bad. Like the offense wasn't good till late, but he is a spotlight for a while. So yeah, so that's it for him. Next, finally got. I think is this my first defensive player? I think it is. Yeah, sorry defense, but like they're just I felt like there's more defensive player breakouts this year. But yeah, for the Bears, you got Kyler Gordon, cornerback out of Washington. He's going to his 3rd year. So yeah, he didn't have any picks this year, but he had 48 total tackles. He had 1 forced fumble. He was better in coverage. He was good against the run. Well, as good as he can be against the run as a corner. Like most corners are no struggle against the run just because it's gonna be tough because you're sometimes to be tackling big running backs, or have guys like have some guys coming up that blocking you that are bigger than you, so it's not the easiest to get around them. Yeah, he was good. The Bears, especially once they fired David Phillips, they had struggles on defense. So yeah, finally got a defensive player. So this isn't all offensive players. For the most part, it is, but not all of it. So yeah, there's Gordon. That's it for him. Now my next one is Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase, wide receiver. So yeah, it's not like he hasn't. Don't get me wrong, he has not been bad in the past. He's been great in the past. He just not, in my opinion, has been this good. Like he won the Triple Crown. Like that's crazy. Like he had 100. He had 27 more catches in his previous career high. He had 250 more yards in his previous career high. He had 4 more touchdowns than his previous career high. He had 17 total touchdowns. And he won the Triple Crown. Like, that is not easy to do. So that's why I think he was a breakout. Like, he's been great in the past, but was even better this year. Definitely helped that the Bengals had to score so much because their defense was so bad. Like, they just had to score. That's part of the reason why Burrow and Chase had such insane years. Because, like, if we don't do good, we have no chance of winning. Well, if your quarterback and your best receiver don't play well, you probably not winning in most scenarios anyways, but especially this year with Bengals with how bad their defense was. And even with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow's insane games, they still lost. Like Jamar Chase and Burrow went off against the Ravens 2 times this year. So yeah, let's look at his stats against the Ravens. Just the stats. So yeah, their first game against the Ravens, Jamar had 10 catches, 193 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That was one game. That was one game against them. Second game against them, he had 11 catches, 264 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So yeah, he almost had 400 total yards. He had over 20 catches and 5 total touchdowns in 2 games against the Ravens this year. Like, and they lost both of them. Like, they didn't win either. Like, that's crazy. I don't know what Zach Burrow's stats off my head in this game, but he did really good too. I kind of just want to look. We're not talking about singular games, but I'll just show you. Burrow had a really good year too, but he's also been really good in the past. I feel like Jamar Chase winning the Triple Crown deserved to put him as a breakout player. So yeah, Burrow, 2 games for Ravens. Their first game against the Ravens, he went 30 for 39, 392 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He had 1 pick, but so what? He threw 5 touchdowns. Second game against the Ravens, he had 34. He went 34 for 56. It's a lot in completions, but still, 428 total, 428 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He almost had 10 touchdowns in 2 games against them, and they lost both. Like, that's insane. Like, how do you not find a winning that game? But yeah, that's it for Bengals. Let's get to the next game. They got another wide receiver here for the Browns. They got a wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy. His stats are he had 90 catches for 1,229 yards and 4 touchdowns. So he didn't get many touchdowns, but he hasn't been a huge touchdown guy in his career. Like his still career high, I should say, is 6-22 with the Broncos. So he's always been a ton big touchdown guy, but he has first 1,000-yard season. He was sixth in total in receiving yards for receiving yards this year. I don't think anybody and that, especially with how bad their quarterback play was this year. Like, he had terrible quarterback play. Like, so it's not like he had good quarterback play for him for once. He still did it, and he still had a really good year. So, yeah, good for him getting that, especially on that bad Browns team. So, yeah, that's it for him. Now let's go to the Cowboys. For the Cowboys, I got Rico Dowdle, running back, so another offensive guy. Another guy, just like Jeudy, didn't have many. So yeah, another guy that didn't have many touchdowns this year, like Jeudy. He only had 2, but yeah, he finally got the opportunities because he has never really got much opportunities. He was still a Rebecca committee. He was because they liked him again. But yeah, in 6. So yeah, he had 235. So yeah, he had 1,079 yards and 2 touchdowns rushing wise. Then he added 39 catches for 249 yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. So yeah, he finally got opportunity, and he took advantage of it. He got 1,000-yard season. And it was on a Cowboys team that didn't really have a lot of surprising bright spots this year. Like, Cowboys had a lot of struggles, but he had a good year, so good for him. So now let's go to I got the Broncos, our fresh quarterback. For Broncos, they got Bo Nix. Yeah, I don't think anybody had him. He'll help lead the Broncos to playoffs for the first time in 10 years. So good on him. So yeah, 376 completions on 567 attempts for a 66.3 completion percentage. He had 3,775 yards and 29 touchdowns. He had 12 picks, which isn't great, but he's a rookie quarterback. You don't expect rookie quarterbacks to do great the rookie year. He did good. He almost had 4,000 yards. He helped lead his team to the playoffs that nobody had gone to the playoffs. And he didn't exactly have that great of a running game. He didn't have many good weapons either. So yeah, good on Knicks. So yeah, that's it for him. Now, for the Lions, I got Jameer Gibbs. So yeah, Gibbs, he had a great year this year. He had a great year last year too, but he had in my opinion, I think he had a lot better of a year, which was just enough for me to put him as breakout. So yeah, freshman yard yards in 17 games. He had 250 carries for 1,412 yards, 16 touchdowns. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of touchdowns there. Receiving wise, he had 52 catches for 517 yards and 4 receiving touchdowns. So he had 20 total touchdowns. That's really good. Versus last year, he only had I want to say only 11, but he had 8 less. So yeah, and he did all this for until late in the season when Montgomery got injured. Well, for most of the season, he was not the only guy who was getting a lot of carries. Montgomery still got a lot of carries, so he wouldn't been getting all of them. But if Montgomery, they didn't have Montgomery, he probably would have gotten more carries. Probably a little closer to 300, if not over. It's just he already got so many. It's not like one of the things where he got under 200. But yeah, congrats to him. Great year. Helped keep that Lions team afloat. Well, I wouldn't say afloat because he had the number 1 seed. But helped that Lions team still be really good, even with all their injuries on defense. So yeah. Now let's go to their division rival. I finally got our defensive guy. I got for the Packers. I got safety Xavier McKinney. He had been good for the Giants in the past, but I don't think he had been this good. Like he played all 17 games. He had 88 solo, 88 tackles, 60 solo, 28 assisted, and 1 sack, which isn't you're paying attention to that. You covered one probably didn't force it, but you covered it. Then you get 8 picks, which is the big part. Like they had some young guys step up too, especially when they traded Preston Smith at the deadline to the Steelers. But yeah, McKinney had a great year. Could even he could even put Jacobs, rather big free agent signing, but I feel like Jacobs. It's like they both have been good in the past. I felt like McKinney had gotten even better. So congrats to McKinney on having a good year and making the Packers sign him. Well worth it. Also forgot to mention McKinney was second league in picks, only behind Curfew Joseph, had either 9 or 10. I don't know. I can't remember the exact number. I forgot to mention that from Lions. He could have also been a breakout player, but Gibbs had a really good year, so I put him instead. So yeah, that's it for the Packers. Now let's go to the Texans. For the Texans, I have edge Will Anderson, second year guy. So yeah, it was good for them last year. But yeah, I think he had a breakout year this year, especially with the great edge opposite of him in Daniel Hunter. So he had 14 games, so he missed 3, and he still had 11 sacks, which is good. So yeah, he had 37 total tackles, 27 solo, 10 assisted, 11 sacks, 1 forced fumble. So yeah, he had a great year. Him and Daniel Hunter were a great duo at pass rusher this year together. So yeah, Chris having a great year, and yeah, like we'll see if CJ Stroud can bounce back after a slump of a sophomore year. But I don't think it's all on him, just because like he's had a lot of his weapons get injured, and the Texans O line is so bad he's ran out a lot of time all year. But yeah, that's it for Anderson. Let's go to the next team. Next, for the Colts, I got another wide receiver. As you're seeing, a lot of our receivers broke out in my opinion this year. So for the Colts, I got Josh Downs. For me, but for them, it was between him and Alec Pierce because both of them had good years. I felt like Downs had a little better of a year, and even if he had a good year last year. So yeah, this year Downs and only he played 3 less games this year than last year, and he had 72 catches, 803 yards, 5 touchdowns. So yeah, he had still in 3 less games, he had 32 more total receiving yards. So he could have, if he had played all 17, he probably would have gotten 1,000. Not for sure thing, but only 200 yards in 3 games for receivers isn't the easiest, unless you're one of the top guys, probably some of the lower guys, but it is definitely possible. So congrats to him on a breakout year. And so yeah, we'll see if they Colts have some young receivers that hopefully will still get even better with Anthony Richardson next year. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that's it for him. Now, next for the Jags, got another wide receiver, a rookie. I got Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver out of LSU. So yeah, he had a great year on a really bad Jaguars team. Jags do not have many options. But again, if they did, unless they had a guy really, really break out, I probably would have gone Brian Thomas anyways because he had such a good year as a rookie. So yeah, he had 87 catches, 1,282 yards. That was third as a receiving yards, and he's a rookie. And 10 total touchdowns on an awful Jaguars team. So he was one of their few bright spots this year as a rookie. Should only get better. Another great LSU wide receiver. Like the top 3 receiving yards leaders this year all came out of LSU. Jamar Chase, JJ, Justin Jefferson. I like to call him JJ, and Brian Thomas Jr. Like that's a pretty good college of producing wide receivers. Big congrats on Thomas having a great rookie year. Now for the Chiefs, I finally got an offensive guy. I get Jajon Wharton, DT. So yeah, he didn't have a great year. Like if he was not good against the run. Don't get me wrong, he was not, but he was good against the pass. He was good roughing the passer, rushing the passer. I'm gonna say roughing the passer. If he was good roughing the passer, he probably wouldn't be here. But yeah, he had a great contract year. He's gonna be free agent. He's gonna get a bigger contract. So yeah, he had almost double his career sack total in his previous 4 seasons. His previous 4 seasons combined, he has 7. He has 6.5 this year. So he had 29 total tackles, 18 solo, 11 assisted, 6.5 sacks. He had 1 forced fumble. So yeah, he had a good year. We'll see if the Chiefs will bring him back, but maybe this will help the Chiefs finally get rid of Derek Nottie, who doesn't really seem to show up much until the playoffs. They go down Wharton. So yeah, now I got their division rival. I got the Raiders. For Raiders, I got a second tight end on this list. I got Brock Bowers, another rookie. So yeah, he was great for them, one of the few bright spots on that offense, and he had terrible quarterback play. And there was not much else for the defense to focus on because the Raiders not have many good weapons this year. So yeah, he had 112 catches, almost 1,200 total of receiving yards, and 5 touchdowns. As a rookie tight end, he broke the single season receptions record for rookies, wide receiver, and tight ends. Especially tight ends, he broke the rookie tight end record receiving yards wise. So yeah, he had a great year. There's a few bright spots in the Raiders this year. So yeah, good on him. Now I got another rookie. This rookie class had a lot of good pass catchers. Now for the Chargers, I got Ladd McConkey, another rookie out of Georgia. So he had a great year. He was big in helping the Chargers make the playoffs again. He was their leading wide receiver easy. So yeah, he had 82 catches, 1,149 yards, and 7 touchdowns. So yeah, he had a great year. I thought people thought he would be good. I don't think anybody thought he'd be this good in his rookie year. And he was a big part of the Chargers making playoffs again, especially with Quentin Johnson still not doing much. He did a little better this year, but he's still the greatest, especially for second year first round pick and receiver. Yeah, got a McConkey. That's it for him. Now let's go to the other LA team. Got another defensive guy again. I got Jared Verse for the LA Rams. So yeah, he didn't have any sacks this year for an edge rusher. He only had 4.5, which is still good for a rookie, but it's not like an insane number. Then he also had 2 forced fumbles. He had 36 solo tackles, 66 total. But he also had where does this not tell you the pressure? How many pressures he had? All right, give me a second. I'll look up how many pressures he had this year. So yeah, it looks like he had 77 total pressures this year, which is 4th among edge rushers, like not just rookies, edge rushers in general. He led all rookies in it pressures. So yeah, he had a great year. He was a big part in helping the Rams not miss the retirement of Aaron Donald too much, which is hard to do because Aaron Donald don't be a first ballot Hall of Famer once he's eligible. Yeah, Golden Verse having a great rookie year. So now let's go to another AFC team. For my third tight end in this video, I got Jonas Smith from the Miami Dolphins. It's not big name. Like I don't think I've really heard his name like at all when talking about breakout players for the Dolphins. I gotta be wrong. I don't think really have. He had his most catches in a single season in his career. He had his most yards in a single season in his career. He has tied his career high in touchdowns in a single season. So yeah, he had a great year, and he did this without having to go for multiple games. Like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle struggled, and he's good, decent part in helping the Dolphins still almost make the playoffs. So yeah, going to have a good year. Almost see if he has to stay with the Dolphins. He's been a few places. Good him. Now let's go to the Minnesota Vikings. For him, I got another quarterback. I got Sam Darnold. Yes, he did not do very good against the Lions in regular season finale, but outside of that, he did great. Let's see his previous season career highs. He had 1,300 more passing yards his previous career high in the season, which was in 2019, his sophomore season. He had 16 more passing touchdowns in his previous career high, which was also sophomore season. He had 12 picks, which isn't great, but yeah, he also threw 35 touchdowns, and he helped the Vikings have 8 more wins in the regular season than anybody thought that Vegas had him, because Vegas, I think, had him at 6.5, and the Vikings had 14. So yeah, he had a great year. We'll see where he ends up going. With that bad Lions game, and if he has a bad playoff game, he's still not going to pay increase because he still had a great year. So good on him. So yeah, now let's go to the Patriots. For them, I got another defender. I got Christian Gonzalez, corner out, second-year guy. So yeah, he was good last year too, his rookie year, but he also missed 13 games, so he didn't play a ton. So yeah, this year he was good. He had 59 total tackles, 50 solo, 9 assisted, 0 sacks. But for most corners, you're not expecting them to get many sacks unless they send them blitzing. But when you have a good lockdown guy can lock down a lot of good wide receivers, you don't want to blitz them because you want them in coverage. Like more often than not, if you're blitzing a corner, it's more likely not most often it's going to be a slot guy. He's more outside. So yeah, good him, good year. Stayed healthy for the most part. He's like if the one of it eventually, if I don't know how long it'll be. His Patriots looked really bad this year, but eventually when the Patriots do eventually turn around, he's gonna be a big part of it. So good on him. Now I got the Saints. I believe my first alignment. I'm pretty sure it is. I got Eric McCoy, center. So yeah, he's came into the league in 2019. So yeah, he was good. Like he's always been good, but part of it, like he was even better than he's been in the past. And the Saints, I doubt it was all just because of his injury. It definitely didn't help, but you could notice a huge difference when he went down. Like he was number one ranked PFF grade wise out of centers. PFF isn't the hugest thing, but still number one center. It's still number one center. Even if you don't care that much about PFF, he's still good. It's just like that's what I kind of go off with most of by for alignment, just because I don't really know the best way to watch the line tape because I've never been the biggest fan of the line. But yeah, so it's over. So yeah, he had a 79.7 passing grade. That was fifth among centers. He was first run a block grade out of centers by 94.5. So he had a good year, and you could definitely notice a big difference once he went down with his injury. So yeah, good on him. So yeah, that's it for him. Now let's go to the Giants. I got another rookie wide receiver. I got Malik Neighbors, another LSU guy. See, he as well had a great year. And another guy who had terrible quarterback play with the Giants. He had, I think, 4 different quarterbacks throwing balls to him this year, and none of them were good. I'll, I get, I go. I guess there was that one good game Drew Lock had in the second last game of the season and the Colts season, but outside of that, there it was like his quarterback play was awful. Yeah, totals yard wise, he had 109 catches, 1,204 yards, and 7 touchdowns. So he had a great year. The Giants can get some good quarterback play for him. He should be even better. He might be able to contend with some of those other LSU wide receivers at the top because there's a lot of good LSU wide receivers in the league right now. Yeah, good on him. So that's it for him. Now let's go to the Jets. For the Jets, I got Will McDonald. I think that means he's the fourth. I don't really know many ones that have numerical numbers in their last name. Sorry, but yeah, he took huge advantage of Jermaine Johnson's injury. So yeah, he had 28 total tackles, 18 solo, 10.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 0 picks. So he took big advantage of Jermaine Johnson's injuries, and he took it and run with it. So good on him. His second year guy out of Iowa State. We'll see how he does next year. So yeah, that's it for him. Now let's go to Eagles. Um, this isn't the guy who had breakout. Going to Mitchell. Yes, he had a good year, but I was thinking about changing it. So I was kind of looking before I originally had it. So I was kind of looking around at some other players that had some breakout years. Then honestly forgot to change it. So give me a second here. I'll put up the guy who I thought was a breakout. Quentin Mitchell did have a good rookie year. So did Cooper DeJean. I'm not going on him either. I could have though. He had a good year. Said I'm going Zach Bond, running back. His first season he was a linebacker. So yeah, he came over from the Saints. And this is his first full opportunity starting because he's never really the starter for the Saints because this whole time there they had Demario Davis, and for part of it they had Pete Warner. So he was never really got them any starting opportunities. And this year he got him and he took it, which is good on him. He's a free agent. He's gonna get a lot more of a payday. So yeah, he had 151 total tackles, 93 solo, 3.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, and a pick. So yeah, he has career high at forced fumbles. He ties career high with picks. He wasn't even close to total tackles wise. He by far surpassed his previous career high. Same with solo. Same with assisted tackles. Same with sacks. Like he did way better with his opportunity. Good on him. So yeah, Now let's go to the Steelers. I got another O lineman. For them, I got Zach Frazier, a rookie out of West Virginia. So yeah, they lost Herb something Herbig was Nate Herbig at the start of the season. Well, before the season started, was they'll be their starting center, and I thought their line would struggle without him. Also, partially just because the Steelers have not had the greatest O line play in recent years, so that's also part of it. But definitely when they lost one, they're most their starters. But Frazier, I believe he was their start all year. I can't see if he played all their games because they don't tell you that. But on linemen, he had a great rookie year, so good on him. So yeah, he was for centers. He was sixth overall, and overall pre-FF grade was 76.8. Wasn't a great pass blocker, but hey, he's a rookie. Most rookie linemen don't do that good. It's not like not like it's a huge thing for rookie linemen struggles. Like obviously, you would love for them to do good, but it's not most rookie linemen, especially non first round pick rookie linemen, don't do great. But yeah, good on him. He helped the Steelers still do a little better online than they have recent years. Now, let's go San Fran 49ers. I got another lineman. I got Dominic Pooney, another rookie out of Kansas. So, yeah, I didn't think he'd do that good this year just as a rookie. I wasn't super high on him in the draft. But yeah, he started all year for him. He was great. Guys stayed healthy. So yeah, overall grade rise for PFF, he was 80.5, which is 11th among guards. They don't split left versus right, so just among total guards. He wasn't great pass wise, but once again, he's a rookie. He should only get better, but he has great run blocking wise. 81.5 run block grade. So yeah, good on him having a great rookie year. So yeah, now let's go to their division rival. Their division for now, I have the Seattle Seahawks. You got Jackson Smith, McJigba. He had a great year, and he became their good number two, and even a guy that maybe will can be a good number one. But they have DK Metcalf, so they need him to be number one, good number one. Obviously, you'd love to have him be a good number one if you can, but yeah. So yeah, total yards, he had 100 catches, 1,130 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So he had a great year. He had almost the yards he had last year as a rookie. He had 37 more catches. He had 2 more touchdowns. He had a great year. Another guy kind of broke out a little bit. I just thought Jigba was more of a breakout. Is Zach Charbonnet, the rookie running back. He didn't do great. I didn't think it was a huge breakout, so I didn't do him. But yeah, he had 7 more touchdowns. He had 100 more rushing yards. He had over 100 more receiving yards. So yeah, good him, good year. He had some great games with Ken Walker missed some. So yeah. Now let's go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got a running back. For them, I got Bucky Irving, or not a rookie. So yeah, he had a good year. For a lot of the year, he wasn't even their main running back. It was Rashad White for part of the season. Then even when he got more carries, it was still a bit of running back community. Once he got more and more carries, he did really good. So yeah, 207 carries, he had 1,122 yards, he had 8 touchdowns. Receiving wise, he had 47 catches for 392 yards and 0 receiving touchdowns. But yeah, so yeah, he had a great year. He was a big part of keeping the Bucks afloat when they had a lot of injuries and still helped that offense be good. So good on him. So yeah, now we got our last 3. Actually, I guess are all rookies. Yeah, I got another rookie for the Titans. I get Devondre Sweat, DT out of rookie played for the Titans, but he came out of Texas. So yeah, another guy that didn't have many sacks, but that when I've done defensive players, but sacks aren't that huge. If you have a defensive tackle that can get sacks, that's great. But most defensive tackles are good against the run and can get some decent amount of pressure, but don't get a lot of sacks just because they're huge. They can't move the greatest. Yeah, good at him still having a good rookie year. He's good. And hey, the Titans don't have a ton of sacks. Hey, if he has a lot of sacks, that's great. But next to him, they got Jeffrey Simmons, so they don't exactly need him to have a ton of sacks. It's like, yeah, Jeffrey Simmons, he had 5. He didn't have that many sacks, only 5. But Jeffrey Simmons is still really good. Yeah, good on Sweat having a good rookie year. So now let's go to the final team, the Washington Commanders. I got another quarterback. For them, I got Jaden Daniels, rookie QB out of LSU. He had a great year. He helped them lead them to the playoffs with a winning record this time. That's the last time they made the playoffs. They didn't win a record. They won the terrible NFC East with an 8-9 record. No, wait. No, it was a 7-9 record. Sorry. Losing for a 17-game season. I know it's a losing record. I just so used to 17-game seasons now. I'm just like, oh, it's under 500. One game under 500. Like, just under 500. It must have been 8-9. Wait, no, it was 7-9. Sorry. But yeah, he had a great year. He had 3,568 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 9 picks. So yeah, not many touchdowns, but still, he had a good year. He had some really clutch moments. He had that Hail Mary against the Bears. He had some late game late game winning / time touchdowns. So yeah, he had a great year, and it was on. He had helped turn around a lot of team that had a lot of people had no hopes for this year in the Commanders. So good on him. Hey guys, that's it for this breakout players video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one.